Hello everyone, welcome to Gardening for Better Health. This is Henry B. 723 coming to you today from my garden. It's been a while since I have been able to get on into the garden to do anything. I hope you all have had better weather than we have. We had really 2 weeks of weather where it was just absolutely too hot to come out of the air conditioning. I would open the door to come outside and the heat would just go whoosh. It was heat and humidity. And then after all of that heat, we got rain for a solid week. And every time I opened the door thinking that it's going to stop for a little while so I can come in the garden, it would start back raining again. Right now it's overcast, and I'm happy with overcast because I can't come outside. So I hope everyone there with you and your family are doing great. We're doing fine despite the weather setbacks. So I'm out here trying to harvest some things, and I wanted to take you along with me when I do that. So let me show you what I have today. I'm going to take you down so you can see. I've already harvested some Tiny Tim tomatoes and some beans. I planted the burgundy beans along with some yellow beans, and they're starting to grow out now. I've just about gotten all of the tomatoes that are ready off the Tiny Tim. So I started on these beans. I'll show you this bean plant. The bean plant is here, and it has grown well beyond the boundaries of its container. I have it in a 20-gallon smart pot, and it's overgrown the container. I'm going to get my little snips over here so I can cut the beans off rather than snap them off. And it's hard to see if you're not used to growing beans. This is what we've got over here. I'm going to bring you down some more so you can see better. Okay. Over here, I've got yellow beans that are growing. So I'm going to take those off. And there are quite a few of these. Now, this is not the first bean harvest that I've gotten off of here this year. I harvested some more right before the weather got to be too bad. And so they've grown some more since I harvested the first batch. Let me bring you down so you can see. Maybe that's a little bit better. Let me see. Is that any better? A little bit? Okay. So since I did the first harvest of the beans, more have grown. And so it's time to get these off. And it's true what they say about beans. If you harvest them regularly, the plant will just keep producing. And that's what I have found here. These are producing very well. And even though they were planted in just a 20-gallon smart pot, the yield has been good. I do come out periodically, and as the weather permits, I feed them with bone meal, and that helps them a lot. I also occasionally give them some calcium nitrate because the beans need calcium in order to produce well. And I noticed the difference once they started getting the calcium nitrate. And it would be like maybe every other week when I would do the calcium nitrate with these beans. but just that little bit is enough to help them produce well. See these beans? And they grow in all types of grotesque positions in this bag. They look like they're all deformed, but they're not. Once I harvest them and get them inside, they'll be absolutely perfect to cook and eat. And so I'm really happy with the way it's producing, especially considering our weather has been so temperamental around here. And I know it's not just my weather. All over the country, there's been storms. There's been out in California, the wildfires out there, and I can only imagine how the people are faring out there, because I'm sure they have gardens too, and they're having to work around whatever is happening with their weather as well. So I can't complain, because the weather here could have been much worse, and I'm glad that we've gotten a little break in the weather here. Whoop. I really like these purple beans. Before I harvested them and I washed them and put them in the freezer so that I can cook them at a later time. So these I'll be able to add to what I already have, and I may have enough to actually can some for later. I'm waiting to see how many I actually wind up getting off of here this season. So that's most of the purple ones. I'm looking for more in here. I don't see any more immediately that's ready. I see one down here. Let's see. It's small, but that's okay. See one here. All right. And so, woo. Now see, that's the reason why I had these tall beds. Because I got down there and the bed was instrumental in helping me get back up. So those of you who are about my age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yes, anything you can do to help yourself live an easier life, do it. Now I'm looking for some more of these yellow beans in here, and I don't really see much happening over here. I see one here. And I think that's about it. Let me see. We'll look on this side. Oh, here's some more. You can see these down here. Let me bring you down. Okay. Yeah, there are a few more on this side. Here we go. Well, I hope that you have been able to get out into your yard if you have a garden, so you can harvest some of your vegetables. My garden is very unkempt right now because I've not been able to go out here and do some of the things necessary to keep everything intact. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute when I go over to the larger tomatoes. But yeah, it's been hard to maintain. I have some pea gravel around my planters, And during the rain, I had weeds that decided that they were going to come through the pea gravel. And so I have been working on getting rid of the weeds that came through. And that in itself is not fun, but it's a necessary chore. So I'm going to move around here and see what's under here. There's some beans on this side. One thing about gardening, things don't always go the way that you think they should go, but they go the way that nature intended it to go, and we can't fight that. So we work around weather conditions. Oh, that was pretty good. Look at that. A couple more beans. Let's see, this one is a real nice size. And let me look in here. Do I have any more down here? Lift this up and see. One here. So I think that's about it for the bean harvest today. Let's see. This one, yeah. This is what we got with the beans and the Tiny Tim tomatoes at this point. So I'm gonna let that go just the way it is. But as I was saying, with the weather causing some issues for people, especially if you're gardening or if there are things you want to get out and go do and you haven't had an opportunity to do it because you couldn't get out. There's a song that Bill Withers recorded years ago, and some of the lyrics to the song go, "The most you can ever do is the best you can." And I was thinking about that when I couldn't get out here and do anything in the garden, and I saw everything just growing up into monstrosities. And I'm thinking, I need to be in the garden getting this stuff straight. But the most you can ever do is the best you can. And that's going to have to be sufficient. So don't be too hard on yourself if there are things you want to do in the garden or things that you need to do in other areas. The most you can ever do is the best you can. And as long as you do that, you should feel good about whatever the outcomes are. This is Henry B. 723. Thank you for following me today. Come back soon. Now that the weather has changed, I should be able to get back out here more regularly and do some more gardening. And when I do, I'll bring you along with me. Have a wonderful day. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye.